Of course, we all are seeing what is happening on this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Very many people, even home and abroad, international communities, are watching what has been happening on this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Of course, you know, here in Success Media, we have been following this case right from time, and we bent on giving you that very vital information as it is what's happening. A few days ago, we followed everything that happened in Abuja and we showed it to you here in what Success Media. So, and we bent on giving you a continuous information about this very Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. But right now, there is a new development. It is clearly seen that Mr. President or the federal government, or we call it the presidency, they are not ready to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We all are seeing it. They are not ready to release this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they just, this very moment, raised his terrorist case with witnesses they presented. And of course, you know that if this continued like this, it really shows that they are not really ready to release this very young man. Because all these terrorism accusations and other things are now what they are using to hold him. That is what is happening now. Does it mean that federal government don't want to release this very young man? So many people now are afraid that even on this 10th October, they will not release him, due to these witnesses and things that we are presented in this very court these few days. So what is actually happening? Many people are asking the problem, what is actually happening? Does it mean that they want this man to be continued on detention, or what is actually happening? Of course, if you have never subscribed with us, kindly click on the subscribe button. Here in Success Media, we bent on giving you verified, informative news as it is happening. We give you the best of what is happening, everything verified. Of course, we are neutral on giving you the information. We don't give you what is not verified. We give you the information as it is raw. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now is considering many things. He is even tired because of this raised issue right now. He is really tired of this raised issue. Why are they raising this issue? That is what we want to brief you here in Success Media. Let us tell you what is happening, show you exactly so that you see yourself what is actually happening. So that you see what is happening. It is what you should see yourself. The Federal High Court in Abuja has set October 10th as the date to rule on the no case submission filed by the detained leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Justice James Omotosho fixed the date after hearing arguments from both the prosecution and the defense during Friday's proceedings. Leading the prosecution, Adeboyega Awomolo San urged the court to dismiss the no case submission and compel Kanu to open his defense in the terrorism charges filed against him. Just be hearing what is happening. Awomolo argued that the prosecution had presented sufficient evidence to warrant a defense. The prosecution had supplied sufficient evidence in proof of all elements of the offenses charged to warrant the court to call on the defendant to enter a defense. Now, according to Awomolo, the prosecution had called 5 witnesses and tendered numerous exhibits, including audio and video recordings in which Kanu admitted to leading IPOB, a proscribed group, and calling forth violence. Kanu was first arrested in 2015, granted bail in 2017, and enjoyed the bail until 2022. when it was revoked for what jumping bail. The current detention is based on a valid court order, Awomolo said. He accused the defense team of delaying the trial of 3 years. For 3 years, he said, for 3 years, his counsel were responsible for the delay of trial. The delay had been what the shenanigans of the what defense team. Shenanigans of the what defense team, not that of the what the prosecution. He argued on the legality of the IPOB's what prescription. Awomolo noted that the matter was pending before the what Supreme Court and should not be what deliberated by the what trial court. Responding, according to what Kanu, that is the defense team to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he argued that the prosecution failed to provide any of the charges against his client. He dismissed the evidence as what attempts to what paint Kanu as a villain without what substance. The man Kanu can boast. He was just boasting. He said, "I can bring the world to a standstill. I don't see anything wrong with that. You don't prosecute a man for more boasting," Agabi said. He maintained that the prosecution presented no witnesses who testified to being what incited by Kanu's statement. No single element of the what offenses tied to what was proved by the prosecution, he said. Agabi also criticized the DSS role and what the reliability of its what witnesses. All the witnesses came from the DSS. That is why they kept saying, "I can't what remember. I am not aware," because they did nothing, he claimed. The participation of the witnesses was not more than what obtaining statements. The statements obtained from what the defendants were not what investigated, he said. On the issue of IPOB's prescription, Agabi stated, prescription does not lie without the president's what approval. We are saying there is no prescription because there is no presidential what approval. If they have it, they should bring it forth. He also argued that the court lacks jurisdiction over charges related to the what allegedly imported transmitter, citing an earlier ruling by the what court of what appeal. Remember, all these, even this transmitter, were the things they saw with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on his what day of arrest. That is this transmitter, because they were asking what were the things they saw with him, if they were maybe SB it for what terrorism. But they said this transmitter and somewhat laptop and some other things, these were the things they caught with him. Now, Justice Omotosho reserved ruling on the no case submission which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu submitted until October 10th, when he will determine whether Kanu must open his defense. Are you seeing now that they are raising more dust than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's had? So this really shows that there is danger, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may not be freed on that very fateful day. It is actually absurd, because many people who love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all over the states, even abroad, are what quizzing. Everyone what is just standing still because of this what raised what another dust, because this is another case altogether. People were jubilating before that very what Friday's case, upon which people were saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may be freed. But what is actually happening? They raised another dust against him. So this terrorism act, terrorism act now has been what raised. They have actually started it again, because people were saying that maybe they have what left it behind, but now they are still raising it again, and they are accusing Mr. What President and the federal government of what masterminding this very act. They are masterminding this very act. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may spend another years if care is not taken. That is what everyone is seeing right now. Because the witnesses they called, people were thinking that these witnesses were asked to tender all the evidences in hard copy, but they were not able to do so. So now the judge ruled those things out. They were ruled out because they didn't present audio or physical evidence which they were asked to bring. That made that case to be a joyful one, because people were thinking that they've laid everything off, that he will be released, but it is no longer news that he won't be released soon. So this come October 10th, we are still watching, because that October 10th, we don't think that all this case will be settled that same day. That is what we are seeing now. Because this Terrorism Act is a deep case. It won't be settled that easy. It is not, of course, you know that it is not all that easy to be settled. Not all that easy to be settled. That's very tense. So all hands must be on deck. Those that are praying should continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because this case is into another dimension. Everyone is just seeing what is happening right now. Everyone is seeing what is happening right now. It is very apparent. It's very clear. Everyone is just seeing what is actually going on. So come that very 10th, we all are going to witness what will actually happen. Of course, you know, here in Success Media, we are going to be following everything, covering everything, and be showing you how it's they are going. Every damn thing happening, we bent on giving it to you verified news. So kindly subscribe if you have never subscribe, and continue to type free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu below on comment section. Let us continue to contribute our own portal towards letting them know and understand that it is high time they look into this matter clearly, and understand that this man have actually overstayed in this very detention. So continue to contribute your portal as you do. Let us come to this comment section and type free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we have been doing. We all are watching. All eyes are watching. All eyes are watching. Because this case is no longer what people expected. It is now going beyond expectation. So the hardcore content of this very accusations is that very terrorism allegation. That terrorism allegation is the hard content over all this allegation about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So this is the point where everyone is looking forward to seeing how it is being settled based on these witnesses. We all know that some witnesses were called on previous cases against him before it was postponed to this last Friday's case. So actually now they are trying to overturn that very terrorism act, terrorism allegation. So that is where they are pointing fingers now on that terrorism act. So let us do the ones we can do actually right now by typing free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the comment section, because all of them are seeing what is happening. Pen, they said, is mightier than sword. So it is no longer a battle of talk. Let us participate in one way or the other. We can do. Because this case is no longer what many people expected. It is going beyond expectation right now. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may not be free on that very 10th. That is why we just deemed it fit to keep on following it and relay with you what is happening in this our media, so that you know and understand what is happening step by step. We bent on giving you everything that is what's happening. That is why we are giving you this verified informative information, so that you know what is happening, where the case is right now, the level of the case. So kindly subscribe if you have never followed us. Just kindly follow us and type free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the comment section. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day ahead.